Good evening, everyone. My name is Hinisha Malone, and I am the Vice President of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. And we believe that we are the solution to the issues in our community. Our theme is Nothing With Us, Without Us. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is sponsored by Fathers Who Care, which is a nonprofit organization located on the west side of Chicago within the West Garfield Park community. Again, everyone, my name is Hinisha Malone, and I am the Vice President of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. The West Garfield Park Youth Council is comprised of young people from our community whose focus and concern is youth leadership and a voice within our community to reduce senseless violence and illegal substance use. We invite people from all over, especially young people, to come in and see what we are all about. Our show will be scheduled every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, that is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Our shows can also be viewed online at www.cantv.org/live. Again, their website is www.cantv.org/live. Well, everyone, I would love to introduce my guest for today. This is Terrance Jennings, and he is the youth mentor/program manager for the West Garfield Park Youth Council and Fathers Who Care. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, like she stated, I am Terrance Jennings. I am a youth mentor. Also, I'm a program manager for an organization out here on the west side. And I'm happy to speak with you guys.
Yes. Thank you for being a guest on tonight's show.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Again, everyone, my name is Hinisha Malone, and I am the Vice President of the West Garfield Park Youth Council. You are watching a live interactive call-in television program brought to you by CanTV 21. During the next 25 minutes, we are going to discuss understanding our young people and meeting them where they are. Okay, and now I have a few questions for you. The topic again is understanding young people and meeting them where they are. So who are you and what is your purpose for existing?
Okay, who am I and what is my purpose? I would say that I'm a black man from the inner city of Chicago. I really didn't know my purpose for a while. I was dibbing, dabbing in the streets trying to find my way like a lot of these youth are.
Yeah.
I really discovered my purpose, I'm going to be honest with you guys, maybe 4 to 5 years ago, just working with youth and seeing the effect that I have on them from working with them. And I just want to be a positive example for the youth in my community, the inner city, and all sides of Chicago.
Exactly. So what's the best thing about being a father?
Definitely seeing my kids smile. Waking up in the morning, waking up in the morning and seeing that smile on their face. They just happy to be here on earth. They just happy to, feel some love.
Yeah.
And, so I also love seeing them grow too. So I want to see them grow and mature into productive people.
Yeah.
And just watching that process is definitely what makes, is definitely the best things about being a father.
Yeah. So what are some of the things you learned being a father that you don't think you would have learned without being a father?
Patience, for sure.
Yeah.
Being a father, especially an active father, you got to have patience.
Yeah.
If you don't have patience, it's going to be really hard for you.
Yeah, because these kids, at the end of the day.
Yeah, these kids at the end of the day, like what you said, and they, they can get wild sometimes, and they just kids, and you got to understand that, they just getting to know the world, let alone know themselves.
Yeah.
So, you got to be patient. So it definitely taught me a lot of patience.
Yeah. So what is your purpose and mission on the west side of Chicago, since you're from the south side?
So I ended up so I'm from the south side, born and raised. I worked on the south side. All of my family is on the south side. So the west side was kind of like unfamiliar territory for me, but I think it was a blessing in disguise to get an opportunity to work on the west side.
Yeah.
I feel like in some ways I got a blank canvas, and I'm just like an artist with a blank canvas. You're able to paint and kind of put out there what your mind is thinking.
Paint your own story.
Paint your own story, exactly. Yep. So I would say my mission on the west side is to influence the inner city youth and show them that it's a better way. That, life is not all about the 8-block radius that you in. Like, life is so much bigger than that. And that's my mission, just to be a positive role model to these youth out here.
Yeah.
That's a mission. If I had to overview and outline my mission, that'd be at the top.
Yes.
Is be a positive role model for these youth.
I think that's important because a lot of the youth, I don't think they really have those figures in their life, so all they know is oh, I'm from Austin, or I'm from Madison. Like, that's my block. That's where I'm from. That's what I rep. Like, and I feel like they stick to that because it's like they don't know nothing else but that. The only people that showed them attention or that gave them anything that they know of is the people that is the block where they live on. So it's like sometimes they feel tied down to that, and they don't have nobody saying like it's more to life than just where you live at. Like, it's downtown, it's Oak Brook, it's Oak Park, it's everything. Like, it's out south. Like, a lot of people, like, I don't even know. I've been out south now, but like when I was out west, I used to feel like that was the only place to be. Like, I didn't feel like it was nothing else except for where I was at, because it was like I wasn't really educated on, like, okay, it's a south side, and it's a Oak Park, and it's a Belmont. It's like all these other places. So I feel like when we have people that's telling them like it's other places for you to go, they won't feel so tied down, or they won't feel like, okay, well, I'm from here, so maybe I need to just stay here. Like, where else am I gonna go? Because I don't know nothing. Like, you won't know where to go if you don't know it's other options. You know.
I agree, and I feel like it's, that's part of my purpose is to show them that it's other places in Chicago, it's other things in the world, and I understand that the peer pressure is extremely heavy when you got everybody around you that's doing the exact same thing, and there's nobody around that's doing something different.
Right.
And it's a lot of youth out here that don't want to be involved in gangs and don't want to do those things. But the influence, the peer pressure, and since everybody else is doing it, they don't want to seem like the oddball. They don't want to be the goofy, the lame, to be, to get out of that environment and do something for themselves.
Yeah, I don't really like that narrative, because it's like, it's 100% true, and that's really what's sad about it. Like, that's what I don't like about it, because it's like, it could be some of the sweetest kids, and they have these friends, or they probably have a cousin. It's like this family, so of course I'm gonna always be around them. And then your cousin get tied up with the stuff they friends do, and your cousin try to make it seem okay for you to go and be in a gang or something like that.
Yep.
And it's like, that's not even your path, but you got dragged down that road because it's like all you know is this. Like, you haven't been introduced to nothing else more. So like when you get introduced to something, you think, oh, like, that look good, I'll make some money, okay, I'll do that. Like, because it's like, it's not really much that you know. And I feel like a lot of kids get tied up into that, and they like unfortunately lose their life because they was like took down the wrong path, and they had all the wrong influence because it's not the right stuff being promoted. Like, I don't know, I don't feel like stuff get promoted as much. Like when we in schools, like high school, I don't feel like we get it be like I feel like just be like, oh, you gonna get out of college, you gonna go into the workforce, go apply for a job, and it's like, oh, like, okay, let me go work a job, and you think that's okay, and it's like you're not introduced to nothing else bigger. It be like they'll come to the school, they be like, oh yeah, you could be a doctor, police officer, you could be this and this and that, but like they never really give you the tools to actually do that. Like, we don't have like programs to where it's like, okay, we have like a woodwork shop where we could, or an electrician shop, or a plumbing class, like stuff like that for you to go into. It's just like work, and then you drained out and you just burnt out. So it's like you don't really want to do nothing. Then it's like working feel like the only thing that you really can do, because like, okay, I know how to get up at 8 in the morning and then just go and work all day. So it's like that's the only thing that they see. So that's the only thing that they can really go for, because they don't really see all the other opportunities that there are. No.
I agree, and I definitely think those opportunities should definitely come from people from those environments and that look like us.
Exactly.
To me, I feel like that'll mend that, or bring that relationship together. Like, hey, like, you from over here, or you from over there, and you doing something different with your life. You look happy. You looking like you look like you taking care of business. You know what? Let me go ahead and try. Let me try something different. A lot of kids, a lot of youth feel like, if they not gonna be rich, what's the point? But honestly, you can live a very, very good life if you have a nice, stable income, and not really be too worried about what the rich is doing. Like, stay in your lane, get your money, stay out the streets, and you can literally have a great life.
Yeah, and I feel like something else that they be too caught up on is like, yeah, money cool. Like, it's good to have money. Like, you can't live without money. But I feel like people be, like, missing, like, they be, like, missing some of the, like, key points in life. Like, one of the main points in life is, like, to be happy. Like, to have internal happiness. Like, yeah, money is cool, but, like, that's not the only thing that rich can mean. It's, like, the definition of it, like, oh, having a lot of money. But you could be rich in a lot of stuff. Like, you could have a lot of something and you rich in that. Like, okay, you have a lot of money. Okay, you rich, you got a lot of money. I remember this woman, she told me, like, oh, I'm rich, I got a whole lot of water. Like, I have unlimited water. I got a house full of water. Like, I'm rich, I have that. So it's like, people be like, oh, it's just money, money, money. And I feel like, oh, no, it'd be like pulling them away from, like, them focusing on, like, you know, like being grateful for the stuff that they do have, and like stuff that they should like really be worrying about, like they peace or they happiness, or the stuff that they have to be like, oh, like how am I gonna get more money? But it's like you're not looking at the stuff that's right in front of you. Like you have a place to live, or you have water to drink, or you have food to eat. It's like we don't really be like paying attention to a lot of stuff. We just be like, oh, how am I gonna get rich fast? Or like, dang, what am I gonna do? It's like we not really like looking at the like right now.
I agree, and that's a major issue. You know, being from the block myself, it was a lot of people around me that was living day to day. That's how they thought. You know, hey, I get some money today, I'm good.
Yeah.
Not worried about tomorrow. I don't have any long term goals, but if I can get from day to day, I'm good. And we really got to get out of that mindset.
Yeah.
We really got to create long term goals for ourselves and stay focused. And like you said, value shouldn't only be in money.
Yeah.
You shouldn't only feel like you're rich because of money. You should feel like you're rich because of the love that you're giving out to other people, family, friends, things like that. Like that's to me what makes you rich.
Exactly.
Like myself right now, honestly, I feel like I'm rich. The family that I've created, my environment, the energy that I bring, I feel like that's rich.
Yeah, like to be rich is not to, oh, you have a lot of, whenever you say like, oh, you rich, oh, you got a lot of money, oh, let me get some, it's just like, no, like, I'm rich, I have a whole lot of family and friends that support me and that's backing me up on the goals that I have. I have a network of people who can help me get to A to B, like, you know, like, just stuff like that, like, oh, I'm on a TV show right now, like, this is stuff, like, I'm rich and, like, things like that. So, like, people like, oh, I'm rich, it don't, like, only have to mean money. Like, it's a lot of opportunities and it's, like, things that's put in place for you, and, like, you should be grateful and be like, okay, yeah, I have a lot of that, or I'm, like, I have access to that, you know?
I agree. Another example of being rich is, honestly, this is my first TV show, so I text my girlfriend. I told her, you know, I'm a little nervous. She texts me back like, you got it, baby. Like, go in there, you know, chest out, do what you're supposed to do, and be confident in the way you talk. And to me, that's a part of being rich.
That's
like,
rich right there.
You can't buy that type of support.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Exactly.
For sure.
And that's definitely what she told you is right. Like, it's just like when you know what you're talking about and you know what you have to say and you know that what you're saying matters, like talking and doing shows, like that stuff get easy because it's like, okay, I know that I'm not finna just go in there just rambling, don't know what I'm talking about. Exactly. I know what I want to say. I know that I know how to articulate and like say the things that I have to say in a clear way for people to understand me. And like I know that I can, you know, sit up straight and I can actually talk and like say what I need to say because it's like I know that I feel strongly about it. So when you feel strongly about something, like the stuff just comes easy. That's why I like doing these shows because it's like we talk about stuff in the community. We talk about real life issues, like what we're talking about right now. Like in the community, it's like it just like some stuff just come easy because like okay, I know that I'm passionate about this. Like you come in talking about like being a doctor. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what that's about. So it's like you have to come in knowing that you're gonna know what you're talking about, and then you will be confident because like, okay, I know what I know that I know what I'm talking about, and I know that like I don't know like. That's how I look at it.
Yeah,
though.
I agree. Yeah, you can come in here and say you're a doctor, but what was your process? What was your life like? Who did you influence?
Right.
You know, things like that for sure.
So, what is the most challenging part about working in the field of youth being involved in violence/substance abuse and more?
The number one thing for sure is losing youth.
Yeah. Like
the feeling of losing a youth that you've worked with, that you connected with, is very disheartening. It's very sad. It's extremely challenging because after building that connection, you feel like that's family. You know what I mean? That is, you lost a part of you in that youth because you gave them so much of you that you know you feel like they're a part of you. So I would definitely say losing a youth is top tier, one of the most challenges of working with youth in this field. Substance abuse, you know, I've seen youth addicted to drugs, you know, strung out pretty much. You know, they wake up with the shakes if they don't have, you know, their drugs and stuff. So definitely one of the most challenging part is seeing youth strung out and losing youth to gun violence. Yeah,
with losing youth, it's like sometimes when you pour so much into them, it's like sometimes people feel like, dang, like it's like I gave them all this and I wanted them to actually try to like fulfill this and they wasn't even given the chance. So you feel bad too because it's like it's like, dang, like what it like why did they deserve that? Like, I
Right.
poured so much into this student, or I poured so much into this youth. I let them know things that they could do. And to me, it looked like they was trying to like progress, and like then they was like caught in unfortunate events. They probably wouldn't even have to be like in gang relations, but it's like wrong place, wrong time. Like, that happened to a lot of people. Nothing was meant to happen. Nothing meant to happen to nobody, honestly. Like, I don't know, being in the gang, I feel like that stuff is just like peer pressure into people, and it's like they start acting the way that they do because of the people that surround them, or because of the stuff they hearing. I don't feel like that genuinely be who people are. It just be who people make them out to be. So I don't feel like nobody really deserves that. But I feel like when it comes to people who like, they don't really get into those type of relations, and then something happen to them, it's just super unfortunate.
I agree. And then to add to that, a lot of these, so-called street guys in the streets, when they by themselves, they're a totally different person.
Yeah.
Totally different person. They talk different, they walk different, they present themselves different. And that's what I'm trying to bring out of them to be on a normal basis. Like, this is who you really are. You can be that person without being in gangs and being somebody you're not.
Right.
Like, be yourself. Lay your own foundation.
Exactly, yeah.
So
why do you want to give back to the younger community?
I want to give back because growing up in the inner city, I feel like that's what we missing. I feel like we can provide all the resources in the world, but if we don't have people that look like us and that's been in that environment, they not going to accept it. Yeah, they'll take the money. They'll go to the program. They'll take the money. They'll do the program. But they're not going to do anything with it if they don't have somebody who's been in that environment that's been just like them. Nobody to connect with. Like, hey, that's a black man that's been here. Like, he's successful.
Yeah.
So definitely I feel like it's the people.
Yeah, because it feel like with youth, it's probably like they credible enough for me to like have to listen to them. It's like if it's like you not black, and it's like you came from like a rich suburban neighborhood, you never really went through the struggle that they went through. It's like, dang, like how you finna tell me what I encountered and like stuff like that if you haven't even been in my shoes. So I feel like when they see somebody that's been in their shoes, and they be like, okay, you've been here before, you know what to do, you got out of it, like what did you do to get out of it? But it's like if you don't have no experience whatsoever, it's just like, how you gonna tell me? It just pushes them away. It's like, what do you like? Why should I listen to you? And it makes them push back from actually listening. But when it's somebody like that actually looks like them, and they came from where they came from, telling them like, yeah, I came out of there, I don't live there no more. Or even if you do that, I made a better path for myself. Like, I'm walking a better path than I was before. And it makes them see that stuff is possible. It's not going to always be like, oh, yeah, if your family or the people on your block doing that, then you got to do it too because you live there. Like, no, that's not what that means. You can do whatever you want to do. But you will never know that if nobody tell you that. If everybody keep telling you stuck to your community, that's all you're gonna know.
That's what that's more than likely, unfortunately, what you gonna do. Like a fish don't know about land if it's only in water all day. So until that fish sees land, however that might happen, I know it's however until that fish, they don't know that land exists.
Exactly.
So for sure, like definitely, that's the reasons why I want to get back. I want to show those fish the land.
Exactly.
I want to show those youth. That it's different out. There's different things to do out.
Yeah. So what's the difference from the street now from the streets when you grew up?
I would definitely say the difference is when I was growing up, we was outside.
Yeah,
like we played outside. Like we was building go-karts. We was building basketball rims. We was actually
on them and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So we was actually taking garbage can wheels off of garbage cans.
Really?
So we had a bunch of alleys with missing garbage can wheels because we was using those wheels to build makeshift go-karts. Really? So that was our little thing.
That's creative. I never seen that one before.
Oh yeah, we put carpet in them. We had one with a carpet. We had a portable radio, steering wheel. We had
how was y'all doing that?
All type of stuff. We was creative. Now when I go down my neighborhood, I don't see anybody outside, and that's because of the gun violence.
Yeah, scary.
That's because not only the gun violence, two things at play. Not only the gun violence, but it's also, these electronics, for sure. These electronics got got a lot of youth in their phones, not wanting to be active, not wanting to go outside anymore. So it's two things at play. So right now, My neighborhood is totally different. It's much more diverse than it was when I was growing up. A lot of different races are coming into the community, buying houses, fixing them up, and moving into them.
Yeah.
So it's looking a lot. It's looking a lot different for sure.
Yeah, I understand that because I know when we was little, like when I was little, I'd say like little being like 7, 8, like 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, like around that time. Like we was outside all the time, every single day. Like our friends would come down and just be like, "Oh, is y'all coming outside?" And we just go outside and literally be outside all day long because it's like, and then it's like our family was from that block too. So like we outside, people watching us. We know, like we just felt safe. Like we never really felt like nothing was gonna happen to us. And stuff like that. So it was just like we just went outside. Like it'll be little stuff that happened, but it'll be like every blue moon, and it'll be like not really bad us. Well, it'll be bad us, but we kids, we not really thinking like, oh, that's so close. Like I don't know, but we'll go outside. Then when I turned like 12, 13, like yeah, this was like 8th grade freshman year. It was just like it was getting a little intense. Like it was like the gangs was getting more. It was getting like bigger, so it was like scary. It was like my mom was like, "No, I don't want y'all going outside. People be crazy over here. People down left and right." And it was just like, dang, now we can't play. So then they got COVID, so it's like, oh, computer. I'm on a computer. I'm on my phone. I'm on TikTok. I'm on here every day, and it's just like we were just looking at all this stuff all day because like we couldn't go outside. We couldn't play with our friends. We couldn't really be around people. So okay, we just in our phones. Then when COVID came out, when COVID was over, it was like, now we just got to go back to the world and act like we weren't just deserted for like 2 years in our phones all day. So it was just weird to try to like talk to people again. So for like a whole year, like I think this was my sophomore year at high school. That's when I came back. I was mask on all day. Right after school, I was gone. Like I barely really talked to people. I didn't really socialize with people because it was like awkward. Like I didn't really know what to say. I didn't know how to start a conversation. All I knew how to do was just be in my phone most of the time. Go home, be in my phone, or go home and just like watch TV or something like that. It was kind of hard for me to like socialize like that because like I didn't really know what to say. But before that, I was good at socializing. But oh no, it was kind of like weirdish. So it's like I see where like the electronics part coming from, because like we super in our phones. We don't really know how to communicate. We don't really know how to communicate and create a community amongst each other because it's like, we just on our phone, so it's like we not really talking to this person. We can talk to this person, meet them, they meet people we know. We create like this whole community of people. So it's like I definitely see where you come from with the electronics. I do think that played like a big part in like why the communities are different, and definitely gun violence, because it's like before COVID, if I would have knew it was shut down, I probably would have been outside a little more. But at the same time, it was still a little bit dangerous. So. Oh no.
Yeah, I agree. Weird. I agree for sure. And going back to what you said about the community, how you would go outside, how you would know everybody on your block and probably a few blocks over and a few blocks up and a few blocks back.
Like the 1700 block and then the 1600 block, we were just all cool with each other. Like we just all knew each other. And now it's like, then we got older. I was like 14, 15. Nobody talked to each other no more. Like we just stopped talking to each other.
I agree, and that needs to come back too. Community, we used to call it community parenting. That means that if I'm 5 houses down and I do something bad, that parent is gonna come out and check me. That parent is gonna come out and say, what you doing? I'm about to go tell your parent, or in some cases handle it themselves. And right now, it's nothing like that going on.
Yeah, because people be like, "You're not my mama. You're not gonna say nothing to me." And I don't really think that's a good way to go about stuff, because it's kind of teaching us to like disrespect grown people. It's like, oh, if you're not mama, exactly. It's like I know, like I be saying stuff like it's like give respect. So it's like for an adult just come at you and just be like yelling at you, it's just like, I don't know. I just be like, hold up, what are you talking about? You don't just talk to nobody because they're younger any type of way, because like, oh, I'm grown, so let me yell at you because you can't say nothing back. I ain't gonna disrespect you, but I'm just be like, okay, back up, let me call my mama, because I don't know. So it's just like us now, I feel like we don't really allow people to just be like saying stuff to us, but it's like if we know them and it's like we in the same block and it's like I'm doing something I know I ain't supposed to do, I don't think I should just be like, you ain't my mama. I think I should just be like, okay, like let me not do that no more. Like now I know what not to do. Yeah. So like, yeah, that's like you respecting. I feel like that's you respecting my parent. You actually telling me like what I should and shouldn't do, and you respecting me by making sure I'm okay. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like we kind of need to get out of that, but not get out of it as to like letting anybody just like letting anybody just talk to you. I don't know. When it comes to stuff like that, I don't feel like a grown up should just come yelling at you because they grown. Because it's like you have to give respect to give respect. It don't matter what age you is, because it's like a grown up won't want you just yelling at them. Because so like I don't know, just don't do that to nobody because everybody have feelings.
I agree. It's definitely a way you should go about it.
Yeah.
They should definitely, whatever happens, definitely, hey, what's your mom number? Hey, can I get your mom contact information? I do not like, express themselves in a respectful way and go about it that way.
Okay, yeah. So, Terrance, is there any voice of wisdom that you would like to give to the viewers?
Be yourself. Be self-aware of yourself. I can't really stress that enough. It's a lot of people that are out here like mannequins. They are walking the same, talking the same, and doing the same things.
Yeah, it's kind of cringy. I know, it's like when you said that, I know it's because that's how like the boys in high school is. It's like they all use the same, same slang. And like they talk, they want to be the same people. They wear the same clothes. It just be like robots. It's like, I see you, then I see another one of you, then another one of you. And y'all all talk the same way. Like you hear one person say something, you think that's one person. It's somebody else. Like they just all programmed the same way. They not like being who they really are. They being too easily influenced by the people around them and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Be yourself and know that, some of the things that you see on social media are not real. That's not everyday life. Like
they only gonna show you the good parts.
It's a highlight reel, and a lot of youth look at that highlight reel and say, "This is what I got to do, and this is what I got to be." No, you don't.
Yep.
Be yourself. Create a lane for yourself, and be successful in a positive way. Like you're not a lame, you're not a goofy because you wanna do positive things and you wanna move around and see different things.
Yeah.
Honestly, that makes you less. That makes them more of being lame and goofy because they following trends and they want to be like
they're not following the right path, the path that's for them.
Exactly. Yeah. So definitely a lot of the wisdom I would give: be yourself, find your path, find your niche, find something positive to do because the only thing the street's gonna lead to is being dead or being in jail.
Yep.
So
that's all that is.
That's all I got.
So before we go, I want to talk about the MySpace Drop-In Center that is presented by Fathers Who Care. This is basically a center for youth ages 13 to 24, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And they basically help with homework. They do tutoring. They have snacks, games. They teach life skills. They have field trips and all type of different stuff. And this is for youth, again, 13 to 24. And you can contact them about more information at 773-287-5821. And you can go on their website or our website, www.fatherswhocare.org. So if someone is watching and is in need of immediate intervention and or your support, how can they reach you?
You can shoot me a call directly, honestly. You can reach me at 773-981-0130. Once again, 773-981-0130. I have a lot of resources available myself, but if I don't, I can definitely point you to the right people and put you in the right hands that's going to help you out.
Yeah, that's the good thing about networking. It's like you can find one person and it's like if they don't know how to get it to you, it's like they know somebody who can. So it's good to always go and find people to network with because like, okay, I know this person, let me call them. But it's like, oh, well, I don't know if I can get that for you, but I know that it's somebody who can.
Yep.
So like they can point you in like all the right directions. So I feel like it's good to just try to like go out and like talk to people and stuff like that. Okay, we're running out of time, guys. So if you are just now tuning in, the guest tonight on the show is Terrance Jennings, and we were talking about understanding our young people and meeting them where they are. We would love to thank our viewers for watching. For additional information about our youth council, please contact us at 773-287-5821. Again, that number is 773-287-5821. And you can also mention our MySpace Drop-In Center. And you can ask for Miss Princess or Bernicia. Thank you, and tune in next week, same time, same station.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.